All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Exposer North proudly brings to you one of the members of Choom Thili.
Gang.
Gang. What up? Oh, man, we got another episode of Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock.
Yeah, boy. So, what, 6?
If he hadn't been so disgraced, this would be an appropriate time for a how you doing.
If I didn't hate Enzo Amore so much, I would join you in a how you doing. But yeah, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Tonight's the show. We got the encore at Detour, Choom Gang, Dablock, Nucci, Toby G, Illis.
Yeah, it's gonna be PN. We got some interesting developments going on as the day progresses. We have some interesting information tallying up. So, I mean, the card is subject to change. However, the price of the tickets at the door is not. $10 at $10 at the door. It is $5 before. So, if you can get to us before we get to the club, then, you could get yourself a $5 ticket. But other than that, we raise the money for a good cause.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And if you ain't gonna go to the grocery store, now my thing is this: can I talk for a minute? Like it's called Tough Talk, so I want to talk for a minute. How in the hell you gonna tell me you ain't gonna try and ask Mr. Grocer or some shit for a discount, but you want to come and ask me?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Though how are you gonna go and pay like $70 to get into an Uber, but then complain when I ask you for $20?
Unreal.
How are you gonna go pay a complete stranger to do the same thing that one of your friends can do? Like,
preach.
How are you gonna do something? How you don't even? I'm just sitting here and my blood's boiling because I'm just looking at my week. I've had a very productive week, but now that I've been able to reflect on it, I'm just seeing some scenarios where it's just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was so random. My week was so random to the point where I saw a cat chase a mouse into the middle of the road, dog. You like what I did there, didn't you?
I do.
It's so true. I was just like, what is going on here, my dude?
Mental.
It is, man. It is. But, you know what?
And then the mouse chased the cat.
Yep. Yep. It was madness. Just like, what the hell? It's like they ran out and then the car came and then they switched roles. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Unreal, man. It is unreal.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about it. May 13th. Oh, did you see those pictures of Andrade and his, I thought that was here. Wow.
Andrade and, sorry, what?
Andrade and Charlotte.
Oh, yes, I did, absolutely.
Yes, they look like quite the couple.
Yep, I want them versus Becky and Seth in Mixed Match Challenge.
Yep. Bet.
I mean, that'd be amazing. That'd be an amazing finals for the Mixed Match Challenge this year, or next year, I guess.
Yeah.
Or no, actually, they're doing 2 a year, so yeah, this year.
2 a year? Okay, so yeah, this year. All right. Well, as it shows, or as it goes, a fight breaks out on this is all courtesy of WWE app and the Raw News section of the WWE app. We are not attempting to claim that we wrote this. We are just reading it off to y'all because you might not have the time to. Or you might prefer listening to this kind of stuff, wherewith we come in handy.
Exactly.
Fight breaks out during Reigns' appearance on Miz TV. The news wasn't necessarily that Roman Reigns used the wildcard rule to shuffle his way over to Raw for the second straight week. The news might have been that the big dog played a card so much more candidly this time, switching from last week's bull in a china shop strategy to a slow burn attempt on Miz TV to transform The Miz from a genial pitchman, though the Miz Reigns buddy comedy does have promise, to the chair-swinging brawler who threw hands with Shane McMahon. The ploy worked to a point. Reigns successfully pulled out Miz's inner fire breather throughout the interview, but it also brought out Shane, along with two enforcers, Raw's Bobby Lashley and SmackDown Live's wildcard Elias, who attacked Reigns and Miz from behind to set up a tag team match in which the mostly held the former WWE champion at bay. Interference from Shane at a crucial juncture handed Reigns and Miz a disqualification victory, which itself was little more than a cue for an all-out stomping from Lashley and Elias, with the former SmackDown commissioner getting some licks in as well. Despite their numbers disadvantage, Reigns and Miz achieved a moral victory from the ashes in the post-match beatdown when Reigns took out the entire opposition with a dive over the ropes, and Miz helped chase Elias and Lashley away with the steel chair. If we're talking wins and losses, Reigns and Miz probably saw things going a little bit more decisively, but the wildcard rule seems to be more about making a statement, and this one is going to be hard to refute.
Yeah, the wildcard rule seems to be more about bringing Roman Reigns into any possible feuds they can. I don't understand why they even moved him to SmackDown if they're just going to have him on Raw every goddamn week.
Are you hating on the Samoan Empire?
I mean, I'm down with that. That's on SmackDown, though. I want him to keep his SmackDown stuff. I just don't want to see the same four people move between brands every single week. Like, I don't even think the wild card rule should be every single week. Like, I think it should just happen randomly, so that it's like surprising when it happens. Because as of right now, they set up something that could be surprising and taken away any chance of surprise by saying it's happening every week.
I think the surprise is supposed to be who it happens with, but so far it hasn't been that surprising.
No, it's been like basically the same dudes, except for they brought Apollo over to job out a weird makeup, like drama student Mojo Rawley,
which we have next.
Yep.
New look Mojo Rawley causes chaos on Raw. Mojo Rawley finally reemerged from his self-imposed exile last week with a new look, a new mentality, and a new mission. You might have missed it, but it didn't air during Raw this week. However, did air during Raw. This week, however, was a different story. Rawley's aggression was on full display after Apollo Crews wildcarded onto Team Red to challenge Rawley, and the SmackDown Live superstar suffered the misfortune of a tweaked knee. The former Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner didn't hesitate to capitalize, chop-blocking Crews' leg right out from under him, clobbering Apollo with a sprinting forearm in the corner, and sealing the match with an Alabama slam. This was a little bit of luck involved was there a little bit of luck involved in the victory? Sure, but the ruthlessness is the headline here. The solitude, Mojo Rawley seems to have finally figured out who he is. That's good for him, and bad news for everyone else. Now, I didn't see...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I didn't see what his mask looked like.
He doesn't have a mask.
Not mask, his...
Just awful face paint. Like, he's just got blue lines across his face. It's supposed to, like, symbolize, like, the shattered mirror that he was looking into and all those stupid promos that he did. But, like, it looks awful. He legitimately looks like a drama student. Like, his acting is horrible. And his in-ring aggression was great. I love that they gave him the Alabama slam as a finisher now. Like, if that sticks, that's great. Like, I think that should be his move. But everything else is just like they gotta rework Mojo's packaging. Like, he didn't work as the guy who was just always hype, as the hype bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I quoted him as a hype bro. I quoted, like, you know what I mean? I was a fan of the high intensity, you know what I mean? The UA hype, you know what I mean? Calling people out.
I think it works better than this. I'll say that for sure. I think it works a lot better than what they're doing right now.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know what Mojo's place is. I thought he was interesting just as a heel, like as a straight heel when he turned on Zack Ryder and he was just like kicking the shit out of him and he was just a badass who was still like hyped up and shit. I like that. That was dope. But like, oh man, I just can't. I don't like seeing this happen to him after he'd done some cool shit with the Battle Royal and all that. I feel like he's fallen quite a long way.
Okay. All right. Well, I just got an exclusive look at Ali Mac's wardrobe. That's kind of what silenced me for a moment. Yeah. I designed the shirt actually, so I was kind of interested in seeing how it turned out.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Mojo, he's got the physique, he's got the aggression, he's got the strength.
100%.
It's just they gotta keep whatever he's doing consistent. If this is what you're sticking with, if this is what you like, we can't have him turn into the what's his name, the Shocker.
Oh, the Shockmaster.
Shockmaster, that's what it is, the Shockmaster.
The goddamn Captain Kangaroo vest and the.
Yo, man, I'm telling you that they'll never live that down.
Never. That'll never ever be lived down. Poor tugboat.
Oh, speaking of living it down, Becky Two Belts, like.
Becky Two Belts.
Yo, man, I hope she still has the 2 belts when she comes to SmackDown Live in August.
So too.
I hope to see that. Like, I think that's what started the wild card rule, really.
Yeah. Yeah, no, even if she loses it, I hope if she loses one of the belts, that her mission becomes getting the second belt back again, and like that she wants to be Becky Two Belts. Like, I hope they push that.
Yeah, that like it's like no one in history has accomplished that.
No.
So, double champ.
Give it to her twice, yeah.
Yeah.
Give her double champ twice and make it a real record.
Yeah. Back when we had, no woman has done that. They had the undisputed belts.
Yeah, and that was
the
WCW,
the
was the first double. Yeah.
Yeah, the WWE belt. So, yep. And Chris Jericho was the first champion in that, right?
Exactly.
He was the first 2-belt champion. Not taken away from the man. I'm just, we're making sure history is written the right way.
Yeah, exactly.
Written the right way. So we got double champ Becky Lynch's chest-puffing campaign across Raw and SmackDown Live has gotten her some major style points against Lacey Evans, who challenges for the Raw Women's title on Sunday, and Charlotte Flair, who will contend for the Blue Jewel over the last few weeks. But that same trash talk backed Lynch into a corner when she faced off with both Atomic Blondes in a 2-pronged contract signing. Prolonged. Where'd I get prolonged? Anyways.
It's pretty close to pronged.
Yeah, I guess. Still adding an L and an O. Still adding an O and an L that's not there, so.
Yeah, 100%.
But
you're still insane.
Okay. It wasn't that Lynch was wrong on any of the points she raised during the confrontation. Lacey probably can't afford to lose her first title match, and Charlotte probably can't afford to lose another. But Charlotte proved to have the most prophetic statement of the night when she said that Becky's desire to live up to her reputation as a fighting champion may have led her to pick one more fight than was good for her. For tonight, at least, the Queen hit this nail on the head. Becky's attempt to throw hands with both women after civility inevitably broke down led to her being double powerbombed through a signing table by Flair and Evans. Of course, Sunday is not to be done yet, and Becky Two Belts may once again pull off the impossible. But if she walks out of Monday night of Money in the Bank as Becky One Belt or Becky No Belts, it won't be hard to identify where it all went wrong. Now, I got to speak on this for a second because we're doing WWE math right now, right?
Yep.
Becky Two Belts. That's all I got to say.
Well, at least for the Raw title, because this was the go-home show for Raw.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I forgot that variable. So...
But actually, you know what? I don't think anything really happened between anyone on SmackDown. So this might be that they're just going that they're just, both going over here so they can both not go over later. Hopefully.
Okay. Corbin surges and Ricochet slides in Money in the Bank preview. With a tall ladder to jump off and lots of bodies to land on, Ricochet seems to be tailor-made for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Perhaps more so than all of his opponents. But we're not quite at the Money in the Bank ladder match. And the former NXT North American champion will head to Sunday's event, coming off an L at the hands of the prospective two-time contract winner Baron Corbin. It's the first loss of Ricochet's taken since being named to the match. And while it certainly looked like the High Flyer would continue to roll after last week's victorious slugfest with Robert Roode, Corbin played to his own strengths, power and patience, simply pulverize Ricochet once his opponent started to heat up. Ricochet didn't go quietly, but Corbin's clobbering rendered him a step slow and a touch desperate as well. Corbin's reversal of a Hurricane Rana to the end of days sealed the win. What? Though Ricochet got the last word by knocking Corbin off the ladder, he attempted to climb in a symbolic display of post-match dominance. That, at least, bodes well for Ricochet's chances at Sunday. Loss or not, he understands that the true objective is, or what the true objective is. But as Corbin made it clear tonight, he might have to climb up a little further and a little harder to get where he anticipated.
Yep. Well, so I don't think either of these guys are winning the Money in the Bank match. Baron's already won it once and failed his cash-in attempt.
Oh man, that was such a sad attempt.
That was so brutal. And then Ricochet, he's a face. He doesn't really need a Money in the Bank contract to be over. Like, he's already over. So, I think it's going to go... I think it might go to Sammy.
You think Sammy might take it?
I think so.
Hey, man, I'm a supporter of anything Canadian, really. So...
Absolutely.
It's not to say I'm anti-anything else. I just live here and stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm anti-everything else. I'm hopeful. I think Sammy might pull it out. And I think that's going to be awesome if he does.
Okay. Nikki Cross returns with a vengeance in Fatal 4-Way Clash.
This was weird.
It's been a while since we saw Nikki Cross, and anyone who expected the rabid banshee of months past was likely surprised when Alexa Bliss sans ring gear, thanks to an apparent travel mishap, encountered a much more muted version of the Scottish Screamer and convinced her to take the goddess's place in a fatal 4-way among Raw competitors in the women's Money in the Bank match. Seemingly energized by the opportunity, some might say manipulation, Cross tapped into her inner honey badger and come bell time. Her opponent struggled to find the answer, while Naomi came closest and Dana Brooke proved to be the smartest by freaking out or breaking out a ladder, legal under Fatal 4-Way rules, and swooping down on everyone with a crossbody from outside. Nikki simply wanted it more. The match's final moments, the Twisted Sister took advantage of a late-game surge by Natalya to catch her in a hanging, spinning neckbreaker through the ropes, earning the victory in the process. Never one to pass along credit in full, Alexa, who had been watching from the commentary, came down to the ring after the match, where Nikki eagerly set up the ladder so the goddess could climb up and pose. There is, of course, no way of knowing if Alexis really did suffer a luggage disaster or somehow pulled the strings to get an underlooked competitor to take the damage she otherwise might have accrued. But either way, it's difficult to paint this as anything other than a rousing success for both women. Not only did Nikki take out Alexa's opposition, she arguably capitalized on her moment in the spotlight, and crucially remembered who gave it to her.
Yeah, so I was just reading up on the Alexa Bliss thing, and it's weird that I guess it's just because that's kayfabe and Twitter isn't necessarily, but WWE's Twitter had put out a thing 2 days ago, and Alexa Bliss is not medically cleared.
Okay, I saw that. And that's why I was a little confused. Now, was that something that occurred after Raw?
I think it was found out during Raw, or before Raw, and that's why they threw Nikki in that match, and then a couple days ago they announced that Nikki is replacing her in the Money in the Bank match in total. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it's one of those things, man. I hope she's okay. And I'd love to, see her wrestle again and all that. I wonder if maybe she shouldn't. If this is more of that concussion stuff, like that's scary.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Rey Mysterio and Cesaro steal the show in Raw Thriller. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I gotta be in contact. I just got a message for Rebel. Just tried to call me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So yeah, man. Facebook is like, I don't know. I'm surprised Facebook didn't shut down our call and then answer it because it turned on. I remember one time I went to court and it turned on in the courtroom.
Yeah.
I kid you not. Okay.
That's fucked up.
Rey Mysterio beating Samoa Joe seemed like an impossibility as recently as 6 weeks ago, when the latter trounced the former at WrestleMania. Now, on the back of 2 wins against the dangerous opponents, Joe himself 2 weeks ago and Cesaro tonight, the ultimate underdog is looking like something of a favorite in his United States title rematch this Sunday. The remarkable turnaround is a testament to the unpredictability of the field. Anything can happen in WWE, and the foolishness of his writing off Mysterio, which it certainly seemed like Cesaro was doing when he chose to question the percentage of Rey's son Dominic in the backstage area. I don't get that, but we're gonna move on. The Swiss Cyborg definitely made good on his cockiness in the ensuing bout, subjecting Mysterio to a dizzying Cesaro swing and a European uppercut that nearly knocked his mask into the whales. But by any measure, this was a rare match where the loser looked as impressive as the winner. But Mysterio still pulled out the win, countering Cesaro's attempt at a Swiss 1-9 with the OG Swiss 1-9, dropping a dime and sending himself to WWE Money in the Bank on the wins of a hard-earned victory. Joe still looms large in the distance, but with one Superman already under his belt, Mysterio certainly seems to be cruising towards redemption, if not destiny.
Yeah, okay. I'm excited. I mean, this all just goes back to Money in the Bank's going to be fucking dope. Also, they're totally going to sign Dominic, if they haven't already secretly.
Yeah. All right. Bray Wyatt reveals his secret on Firefly Funhouse. I just watched this video, and yeah, it was definitely mind-bending.
It certainly was. It's insanity. This is the best thing ever.
All right.
Yowie wowie.
Yowie wowie. Oh my gosh. Welcome to Firefly Funhouse, where Rambling Rabbit is alive somehow. Mercy the Buzzard is impatient. Abby the Witch is grumpy, and Bray Wyatt has a secret. The former WWE champion opened the latest installment of his eerie children's show by promising to play Secret Time, where he offered to show what he'd really been working on during his time away, learning how to harness and control the darkness straddling around his noggin. And with the apparent blessing of his fireflies, he let his new self in, transforming from a genial fellow in a sweater to a ghoulish figure in striped pants, a leather duster, and a fanged mask. Yowie wowie indeed. Wowie. Did I not say that? I didn't even read that line.
Wowie.
Yowie wowie.
It's so fucked up. It's so creepy. I love it. I can't wait till he's back in the ring and doing some, like, really, really freaky shit.
He just has to stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's all. If he stays healthy, he'll be a dominant force and probably have a good title run.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope so. He was killing it on Twitter this week. He posted a tweet where he added Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and told them that he wanted to apologize for all the atrocities he'd brought on them throughout the years. as like the Wyatt family and shit, and told them that if they ever need a third for a Shield reunion, he's down.
Oh, wow.
It's so weird. It's so strange.
That's definitely some shit. That's strange, bro. Oh, man. All right. And the last one, which is a long one. The segment seems to be very serious.
Yeah, well, this one was a big match. It was long. It had interference.
Oh, okay. Strowman risks his Money in the Bank berth against Sami Zayn. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match picture was shaken up in a major way in Raw's main event when Sami Zayn rode an assist from Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre to defeat Blood clot, man. Yo, listen to me. My phone I go off on my wrist. I'm gonna know what I go on. All right. Pull up the paragraph one more time. Pull up the paragraph because I don't know what I say. Anyways, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match picture was shaken up in a major way in Raw's main event when Sami Zayn rode an assist from Baron Corbin and Drew McIntyre to defeat Braun Strowman in a Falls Count Anywhere match where the Monster Among Men's money berth was on the line. There we go. How we got here was a little convoluted. Zayn ran his mouth about last week's dumpster incident in the presence of Strowman and Shane McMahon to get the match sanctioned. But while the former NXT champion now faces an enormous opportunity, the contract is by no means assured. If anything, the bout was probably starkest lesson yet of the every man for himself makeup of the Money in the Bank ladder match. Alliances are temporary, friendships do not exist, and all that matters is the contract. Fittingly, while Corbin and McIntyre showed up at every single opportune moment to help Sami Zayn convert, he was mostly running away from Braun and chucking beers in his face to delay the inevitable before they appeared. The alliance was very clear, one of convenience. The two inevitably before they appeared. The two previously announced Money in the Bank competitors correctly identified Strowman as the biggest threat in Sunday's match and were openly doing whatever was necessary to get him out of it. Whatever was necessary turned out to be a lot. A double suplex through a ladder, a claymore from McIntyre, a three-man stack finally kept the Gift of Destruction down for three. And that isn't even counting what they did to Zayn after the bell. Looking to handicap the man who had taken the Monster's place, Corbin threw Zayn right back into Strowman's clutches. The Monster Among Men concluded Raw by chokeslamming his opponent through the commentary table as a reminder that Sami Zayn won tonight. One golden opportunity, yes, but Zayn started Raw with one enemy in his name. Now he has 8.
Yep, goddamn, man.
Yeah.
Crazy. It was overbooked, but it was fun. And yeah, Sami's in there. I think Sami's going to win because, he didn't get a clean victory here. A lot of the work was done by Corbin and McIntyre. So I don't think it necessarily counts towards WWE math that he's not going to go over this time. So I just wanted to say this before we move on to SmackDown here. Apparently, as of 2 days ago, Lio Rush has removed WWE from all of his social media, and his Twitter bio just says business inquiries, Lio Rush booking at gmail.com.
Huh.
He also apparently asked for his release and was promptly rejected.
Yeah, I think everybody that's asked for the release over the last 2 months have been rejected.
No, not everybody. What's his name? Ty Dillinger. They let him go.
Okay.
Dean, I guess, didn't ask for a release. He just didn't re-sign. So that doesn't count. But I feel like there's at least one more. But yeah, most of the people are getting rejected. Because it just makes business sense. There's no reason to let somebody who has a lot of talent that you may want to still use leave your company to go to this brand new upstart company. It just doesn't make sense. So I mean, I hope they figure stuff out with him because I like Leo, and I think he should be on TV more. He hasn't been on TV since March 18th.
The 24-year-old piece of gold.
Fuck yes.
I'm stretching because I've been sitting for the last half an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock. So, Raw, what are the takeaways from Raw?
I mean, takeaways from Raw are Bray Wyatt is amazing. He's killing it, doing weird shit. I think that Rey Mysterio's not winning on Sunday. I don't see him winning Sunday because they made him look really strong in that match with Cesaro there. And I think something's going to happen with... I feel like Dominic is going to be brought in to his Money in the Bank match somehow. Like, side of the ring, or Joe starting the match backstage and kicking the shit out of Dominic or something like that.
Okay.
So that's definitely interesting. I love the idea for, like, if Alexa Bliss can't wrestle, thank God they chose Nikki Cross, because Nikki Cross is fucking awesome.
Nikki Cross is the next best thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, Naomi still needs a couple title runs, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, Becky Lynch
absolutely.
needs to finish out what she's doing. Who else? Lacey Evans, like, she's got some talk still.
Oh, yeah, no, she's got crazy mic skills, so she's going to be just fine as well. But yeah, I love Nikki Cross. I thought it was weird, like, the backstage stuff where, like, her and Alexa were, like, being really, I don't know, genuine and sweet with each other. Like, there was no sign of the, like, kind of fucked up, crazy, Nikki wants to play stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think she's just great. And if she wins on Sunday, I'm going to freak out. Like, I'm going to mark out super hard.
Oh, man. Of course. All right, so, look, like, I listened to her entrance theme the other day, and it just embodies the craziness of the Celtic, like, of her Celtic nature, you know what I mean? Just all over the place, but I digress. The Usos took advantage of the wild card rule prior to a chaotic brawl. Continuing the conversation from the night before on Raw, Roman Reigns and The Miz kicked off SmackDown in London by discussing who was going to get the first crack at Shane McMahon tonight at the Blue Brand. But the chat was soon rerouted when they were by Shane McMahon and Elias, who seemingly both were eager to have their Money in the Bank matches against The Miz and Reigns respectively come early. That didn't make sense grammatically, but you know what? I missed something, and then I read it the wrong way after I missed it. I'm going to own that. But basically, The Miz and Shane McMahon are not ready to be friends, and neither is fuck it. Thili, take over.
I can't. Oh my god. Okay. So, where did we stop there? We stopped at Come Early.
We got to...
It quickly became apparent that Shane and Elias had set a trap for Reigns and Miz, as Daniel Bryan and Rowan joined Shane O'Mac and Elias, were clearly ready to pounce. However, just as the quartet attacked and began to lay into Miz and Reigns, the wild card rule struck again, with the Usos dashing out to join the fray. Jimmy and Jay wiped out Shane, Elias, Bryan, and Rowan with stereo dives and stood tall alongside Reigns and the A-lister to kick off SmackDown Live in Uso crazy fashion.
That's what I was trying to say, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I was trying to say. It just wasn't coming out. I don't know why. It's just...
There's too many puns.
I guess.
Too many puns and nicknames being thrown in there.
Yeah. Quite a few. So, Andrade defeats Finn Balor, Ali, and Randy Orton in Fatal 4-Way match. Really?
Yup.
With all four superstars wanting to make a major statement ahead of men's Money in the Bank ladder match this Sunday, Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor, Ali, Andrade, and Randy Orton collided in a chaotic Fatal 4-Way match. The no disqualification nature of the Fatal 4-Way match came into play when a ladder was fittingly introduced into the melee. All four attempted to use it as a weapon, and Orton leveled Ali with an RKO after the surging superstar was unable to connect with the signature 054. In the clutch, Finn connected with an awe-inspiring dive into the Viper and Ali, but Andrade capitalized by sneaking up on the Intercontinental Champion, ramming him into steel steps, hitting him with Que Paso, and picking up a major victory. Yes, you like that?
I do.
Andrade began to ascend the ladder to symbolically grab the briefcase hanging above the ring, but his climb was interrupted by Raw's Ricochet, thanks to the wildcard rule, who dropped Andrade from the top of the ladder bike and grabbed the Money in the Bank briefcase before exiting. Was this a sign of things to come for Ricochet this Sunday night at WWE Money in the Bank? Who knows? Who knows
what could happen? Okay, Google, stop. My bad, y'all.
That's alright. You gotta answer that?
No, it was just a timer going off.
Oh, okay. Alright. We got Shane McMahon, Elias, Daniel Bryan, and Rowan defeat Roman Reigns and the Usos. What happened to The Miz?
I guess he didn't feel like sticking around.
Okay. Who the fuck are the Kabuki Warriors?
Oh,
never mind.
It explains it in this. Oh, you didn't hear the new name. So remember how I joked that WWE would probably give Asuka and Kairi Sane a Oriental Express racist name?
Oh yeah.
Well, they are called the Kabuki Warriors.
Okay. Well, we're not going to skip the Shane McMahon and the Usos, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
After the Usos used the wild card rule to come to the aid of Roman Reigns and sparked a brouhaha with Shane McMahon, Elias and the SmackDown Tag Team Champions Daniel Bryan and Rowan and Shane decreed that all 7 superstars would run it back on a 4-on-3 handicap match. Noticeably by his absence was The Miz, who Shane barred from ringside earlier in the evening, saying that if the A-listers showed up during the handicap match, Shane would immediately cancel their steel cage match come Sunday. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right. Where am I now? When Jey Uso tweaked his ankle after missing a high-risk maneuver, the foursome took advantage of their numbers advantage, with Shane O'Mac wearing down Jay and the rest of the squad following suit. Despite absorbing a tremendous punishment from his opponents, Jay rallied back and dropped Shane with a pinpoint kick before finding the energy to tag a fresh big dog into the matchup. Reigns unloaded on Bryan and eventually tagged in Jimmy, which allowed the Usos to run wild. A flurry of action saw Bryan connect with his running knee, and Reigns leveled Rowan with a Superman punch on the outside. During the melee, Jey Uso found himself in prime position to hit Shane with Shane's coast to coast, and that secured the victory for the quartet. Shane seemed ready to continue the attack after the bell, but The Miz put a stop to any such thing when he dashed out with a steel chair to even the odds for Reigns and the Usos, clearing the ring of Shane, Elias, Bryan, and Rowan. There will be no escape for Shane this Sunday, though, when The Miz and Shane are locked inside the confines of a steel cage.
Yes. I'm excited for that match. Very excited for that match. I kind of hope... I don't think they'll do it. I don't have any reason to believe they would.
Yeah.
I kind of hope they use the blue... the old blue steel cage for that match.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've seen that one.
It's been a hot minute. And I love that cage.
That cage is the original. I think it's the original cage, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. They probably modernize it a little bit.
for a while they changed it, like before it went to like the steel mesh for every cage match.
Yeah.
They changed it from like blue to black for a while, but it was still those like rolled steel bars. I miss those. Those were awesome.
Yeah. Yep. All right. The Kabuki Warriors defeat Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Why don't they call them Fire and Desire? Who cares? Either way.
Here's what I like. It sounded like you just called Randy, like you said Randy Rose.
Oh.
But I know it was Mandy Rose. I just, for a second, I heard Randy Rose, and I was like, wait, what?
Isn't he a famous guitar player?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was Ozzy's guitar player.
Yeah. All right. So, with WWE Tag Team Champions, the Iconics, sitting in the guest commentary and touting their greatness, the newly dubbed Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, took on Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Asuka and Kairi had a Fire and Desire reeling, with neither Mandy nor Sonya having answers for the Empress and Sane's dynamic offense. However, Rose and Deville used their experience as a team to cut off the ring and isolate Kairi. Sane eventually tagged the former SmackDown Women's Champion, though, and Asuka let loose on Fire and Desire. Deville, however, wore down the Empress of Tomorrow and took her down with a nasty right hand. Deville looked primed to claim the win, but Mandy wanted in. Looking to reap the rewards of Sonya's hard work, however, when Mandy went for the pin, Asuka reversed the roll-up and of her own for the win. The Kabuki Warriors were victorious. Mandy was shocked. Sonya was definitely irritated, and the Iconics were eyeing the up and coming Asuka and Kairi. All right. So, what's your take on that?
I'm not sure. It's weird for the. I don't know. It wasn't as strong of a victory as I thought it would be. Like, I thought they would look much stronger in that win.
Okay.
Fire and Desire, I think, are probably going to get broken up at some point.
It seems like they're building to that.
The what?
It seems like they're building to that.
It does. They have a lot of, like, miscommunication things that happen between them. They both get, angry at some shit. So, like, it's, I don't know. It's weird. I like them as a team, so I don't want them necessarily to be split up. But I don't know. It's weird. You'd think they wouldn't be splitting up teams already in the women's tag team division, like, because they don't have like a lot of them.
No, they don't. But they do have that. Well, they just had the Mae Young Classic, right? So there's at least 30 women there.
That's true.
That
That's
they
true.
could.
Any women they sign from that, they can decide as a team for sure.
Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. That's true. That's true. I hadn't thought of that actually.
Yeah. All right. And then the Kevin Owens show got wild with Kofi Kingston as a guest. WWE Champion Kofi Kingston arrived for the Kevin Owens show in his jovial mood, but it didn't stay that way for long. Kingston beat Owens to the punch and arrived to the ring first for the talk show, going as far as introducing Owens for his own show, except KO was nowhere to be found. With it looking like tonight's episode would be more probably titled The Kofi Show, Kingston began to wonder aloud if Owens wasn't out there because he was scared. KO soon showed up, albeit on the Titantron, and claimed that even though Kofi accomplished his dream at WrestleMania, his dreams was now over and reality was setting in. According to Owens, Kofi was only WWE Champion because of the New Day, and his reign would end when the two collided this Sunday at WWE Money in the Bank. Owens reminded Kofi just what he was capable of this Sunday, or showing highlights of terrorizing the WWE roster, including his attack on Xavier Woods last week. Kofi fired back, clearing the ring of any unneeded objects ready to fight. When Owens hit the scene but refused to enter the ring, Kofi charged up the ramp. But after only a few blows were exchanged between the two, Sami Zayn showed up via the wildcard rule and assaulted WWE Champion with his friend. Xavier Woods rushed out to even the odds, but KO and Sami overwhelmed him. Owens trapped Kofi in the corner, screaming that he wasn't going to do his work. That he wasn't going to do his worst now. He wanted to leave just enough so that he could take his title on Sunday. Kingston fired back against his tormentors and connected with a picture-perfect Trouble in Paradise on Zayn and sent the ultimate message to KO. Kofi was ready for whatever would come his way. And Sunday at WWE Money in the Bank.
That's a great segment. Sami and Kevin Owens together is always amazing, so keep that going. This is also one of the reasons I thought maybe that Sami might win the Money in the Bank thing, because he and KO were both teaming up on the current champion.
Yeah.
It kind of sets up a pretty decent feud for Sami afterwards if you want.
Yeah.
If they want. But yeah, this is very interesting, very cool stuff. I'm very excited to see what happens on Sunday. I'm not sure on a few of the matches, and I think they could really go any way they want with a lot of it.
Yeah. They don't have any general direction right now.
Yeah.
Where it comes to what they're going to do, so it's interesting to see what comes out of this.
Yeah, exactly. It's because when I put that Big Round preview for June,
yeah.
There's not much available on it yet because they haven't announced it on TV and stuff. So there's no official matches set up.
Yeah.
But one of the placeholder matches that's set up is Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen that.
I'm sure we've seen them a couple times, but I can't remember any offhand. So yeah.
No, I remember the Evolution, when Evolution started back up the Shield and the Shield was fighting them, they exchanged blows, but they never had a singles match, from what I can recall.
Okay.
So, of course, you know better than me.
Not for that time. I wasn't really watching much at that time. I gleaned stuff from that era afterwards, but I'm not as familiar with that stuff as I am with say anything before 2003 and anything after 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you just watched from UFC?
Yeah, there's big UFC last week after the podcast in Rio de Janeiro, or as my ex-girlfriend would say, heel, and would hurt me for not saying. It was very good. There was the pre-show, early prelims. Sorry, were crazy. There's 3 fights on the early prelims. 2 out of 3 of them ended in knockouts. The third one went to a decision, but the girls were battering each other, so I was surprised it didn't get stopped.
All right.
The biggest takeaways from the night were we may have seen 3 UFC stars' final matches.
Okay.
The King of Brazil, what's his name? Jose Aldo. He lost in decisive fashion. It wasn't a knockout, but he just got manhandled for 3 rounds straight by Alexander Volkanovski, who, despite the name, is an Australian.
Really? That sounds Russian as fuck.
I know, right? No, yeah, he's an Australian dude. Very good. I've been watching his last few fights, and he's made a fan out of me for sure. Really good stuff. And then and he may be retiring.
Okay.
Or not Volkanovski, but Aldo. After the Aldo fight was Jared Cannonier versus what's his name? Anderson Silva.
Okay.
Anderson Silva suffered a knee injury about 3 minutes into the first round, and it was called a TKO stoppage because he could no longer compete because he was taking some ruthless kicks to the side of the leg, which is not good considering his history with leg injuries. So that may be it for him.
Yeah.
And then the final fight was after 2 depressing losses for Brazil, was the title fight between the champion, women's strawweight champion Rose Namajunas, was facing off against the Brazilian hometown favorite of Jessica Andrade. And Jessica Andrade, in the second round, basically did a Death Valley driver on Rose Namajunas and knocked her unconscious with a slam, and then 3 punches to the side of the head, becoming the new women's strawweight champion. And by winning that, she also may have retired Rose Namajunas, who after the fight said that she doesn't know if she wants to do it anymore, and that when pressed for clarification on what that meant, said she wants to do something different with her life.
She's going to the WWE.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Rose Namajunas would not survive in the WWE. She is a fragile, for a fighter, she is a very fragile girl. She's got serious, anxiety issues and severe, depression and stuff like that. And that's when she only has to show up to, 4 things a year.
Oh, yeah.
If that, before this was her first fight in 13 months.
Woo.
So I think she's kind of lost the passion for it. She may be gone too. So yeah, the three final fights on the card may have been 3 final fights for 3 of the competitors ever.
Wow.
Yeah,
right.
It was crazy. It was fucking crazy, but it was a great night, great card. And me and my buddy were shocked when the knockout happened.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I'll send you a clip of the knockout because it legit looked like a wrestling move. It was great.
That's awesome. All right,
Yeah.
You listening to Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock. We just went over the WWE, the UFC. You got anything about NXT?
Next weekend, a week from tonight, is NXT TakeOver 25, which we went over the card for a little bit last week. Also, this week on NXT, the War Raiders / Viking Experience / Viking Raiders they relinquished the NXT tag titles. So I think we're getting Street Profits versus the Forgotten Sons as a title match, NXT title match next week.
So they just relinquished?
Yeah, they just relinquished it because I think they don't want them to lose and look weak.
Okay.
So it's fine because it's not like it makes the other teams look weaker. It's 2 top teams facing each other, so that should be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I think that's that'll be announced on Wednesday during the live show. It's probably already leaked, but I haven't checked out any of the spoilers yet.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was interesting. Other than that, not much for NXT. We'll say, rest in peace, Ashley Massaro.
Oh yes.
She passed away this week. It looks like it was a suicide, unfortunately. So that's pretty rough. She was really, really talented. So that's awful to hear.
No.
But yeah, and then beyond that, AEW announced their deal with TNT officially. We don't know what day their show is going to be on, I don't think yet, but we do know that their show is not going to be on Mondays or Fridays. They're not trying to do a direct competition to WWE like WCW did.
Okay.
So they're not doing that. They are working with Turner like WCW did, but they're not going the other way.
Okay.
So yeah, that's I think that's all the stuff I got on those.
All right. Well, we got to keep it under an hour because for those of you who don't know, we're both actually going to be performing tonight.
Yep.
May 18th at the Detour Music Hall, so we kind of doing double duty. We double shifted.
Exactly.
We double shifted.
You're on triple duty. This is your second pot of the day.
I know, right? It's all good. It's all good. You know what I mean? We out here. We out here.
Yep.
So,
yes,
this has been another episode of Tough Talks with Thili and Dablock. Check in next week between 2:30 and 3 o'clock because you never know what life's going to throw at you.
Yeah, exactly.
That being said, we good. Bless up. On behalf of Thili and Dablock, Block out.
Peace.